Well, United made tough work of it at times, but we go back to Old Trafford with 2 away goals, and it's a job done there. And it was pretty well job done. I reckon it's at least 1 foot in the semi-finals of the Europa League, but still a little bit of work to be done at Old Trafford. But you know what? I think it's a very decent performance. And a decent result more than anything. I think at times, Granada were doing well. They were the better side. But you know what? To take those 2 away goals back to Old Trafford is absolutely massive. And that penalty in the last few minutes could prove to be crucial in this game. And I think it will be. But before we get into it, please do hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. We are closing in on 880 subscribers, so please do help us out in any way possible. You probably heard a bit of echo there, I do apologise. And yeah, if you're watching the video as well, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Always do enjoy interacting with you guys in the comment section, so please do get involved if you're watching as a video. Kobe's joining us as well. Thanks for joining, Kobe. Always a pleasure seeing you on the stream. And Adam as well. Always a pleasure seeing you, my friend. Thanks to everyone who's already tuned in. But yeah, a very, very good result for Manchester United. Not necessarily performance. I thought the performance was okay at parts, but actually I thought that Granada did well. I thought they were all over us at times. I think they created more of the clear-cut opportunities, but we were more clinical, and I think today was a bit of a lesson, for Granada. And I don't want to be patronising because I thought they were a very good side, and I still think they are a very decent side, and probably in other Europa League campaigns they'll have, they will do well. But I think that in this game, they kind of got taught the cruel lesson in European football that if you don't take your chances against a decent side, you will get punished. And I think Granada got punished today because we weren't even, that great tonight. And, we've come away with 2 away goals, and now it's a really uphill battle for Granada to come through in this tie. And I think that's the cruel nature of European football. You can feel like you're playing the best football in one leg, especially in the first leg. You can feel like you've been playing the better football, but the other team just take their chances, and it just kills you. It kills your confidence. It kills your mentality. So I think it is a bit of a lesson for Granada tonight. But you know what? I thought they weren't too bad, to be fair. Kennedy in particular was brilliant. So they've got a few decent players in there, Granada, and that's why I don't think this is completely over. I think realistically it would be very difficult to see us messing this one up, and I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like it is very, very close to being tie over. We just need to do a professional job in the next leg. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the game overall. Adam says it was boring. I thought the game, to be fair, Granada actually had quite a few chances, but especially the first half. I thought the first half did seem to drag on a little bit. Until we scored that goal, we just didn't look like we were going to do anything. But Rashford took that goal so well. The ball comes over his shoulder, dropping over his shoulder to take the ball and touch it dead on the first touch, take a touch, and then put it in the back of the net. It was a fantastic finish from Rashford. It really was. A brilliant goal from him. Lindelof played the ball over the top as well. It was a really good ball from him. Pretty well inch perfect from Victor Lindelof. And we've seen that before, Lindelof and Marcus Rashford linking up as well. I think they did it in the Sheffield United game as well, where we came from behind to win 3-2. So it's happened before, and you know what? A brilliant pass from Lindelof, and that's the sort of thing that you need. You need goals coming from all over the place, and you need, creation coming from all over the place as well, and not just Fernandes and Pogba. And we'll get on to their performances in just a few moments. The second goal, of course, coming from a penalty. Whether you think that's a penalty or not is debatable. I thought, the player was a bit silly to put his hand in his face, but there's no way that Bruno Fernandes didn't exaggerate that contact. He fell to the floor like a sack of potatoes. He bought that completely. I'm obviously not complaining as a United fan, but the way he went down, he definitely bought that. He definitely bought that. But listen, you've got to, be happy the fact we scored the penalty just about. I mean, I reckon Granada's goalkeeper had a bet on Bruno Fernandes' penalty tonight, because that was a woeful attempt. He got to the ball and then I don't know how he didn't stop it. I reckon he could have thrown his cap on it. It was such a poor penalty from Bruno Fernandes, but it went in the back of the net. Another goal for him this season, another goal contribution as well. yeah, what a season he's having. What a season he's having. A bit of luck there, but that goal could prove to be absolutely crucial. If we go back to Old Trafford only, 1-0 up, if they score one goal, the tie completely opens up. But now we've got those 2 goals. It gives us a good cushion. And as I said, I don't think it's completely tie over, but I do think that we're in a very, very strong position indeed, that we shouldn't really relinquish. Welcome Rich and Dazza, thanks for joining. Obviously I know you guys are live over on Rich's channel, so yeah, make sure if you haven't already guys and you're watching, check out Rich Sports and also Dazza's Football Stand as well. Make sure you check out those guys if you haven't already. Great stuff over there. And as I said, as we speak, Rich is doing some great stuff over there with Dazza on there for their match reactions. So if you want to go hear what they have to say, make sure you do check that out right now. Adam's loving Lindelof's pass. It was a brilliant pass. It was a fantastic pass from Lindelof. And as I said, it's something we've seen from Lindelof already this season. A brilliant ball over the top. And actually, I like the fact that we're starting to see a bit more of why Jose Mourinho brought Victor Lindelof in. Because I remember a lot of people at the time were saying, even though this guy is not known for his brilliant defending, his passing and his ability to play out from the back is second to none. And we're seeing that now. He's creating chances. Maybe he hasn't got as many goals as he want, but he's definitely creating some good chances. So, hopefully Lindelof can continue that. Kobe says, like the Brighton game, good result, but terrible performance. I mean, at this stage of the season, it's all about grinding out results. It's all about grinding out those wins. And we did that. We did that today. Another, not 3 points, but another win. If we can do that to the end of the season, I will not care. I will not give a toss. If we play poorly in every game but win every game 2-1, yeah, it won't be good for the heartstrings, but if we get the results, that's all that matters, especially at this point in the season. We're not looking for amazing play. We're just looking for results. And, we can focus on, our style of play and stuff in the in the kind of season break or the off season. But right now, when you're in a battle for top 4 and you're wanting to win a trophy, you just got to grind out the results, and it seems like we're doing that right now. But I would like to see a little bit of an improvement to the style of play. Of course, I think we can't get away with playing like we did tonight and we did against Brighton every single game. We just can't get away with it. We won't get away with it for long anyway. But to be fair, we're grinding out the result. We've got the win. We've got the 2 away goals that we needed. And it's massive. Adam says, Kieran, is my theory right that Henderson is going to be a starter in the Premier League? We'll wait and see. Ollie's selection against Spurs will tell all. Obviously, David De Gea came back in and really didn't have, too much to do. He made a few saves where, the ball came straight at him, but he didn't really have to make any sort of, amazing save where, his reflexes were tested. He didn't really have to make any of those. So, De Gea came in, he did his job, no mistakes. And it's good that we have both goalkeepers that seemingly are, in good shape. And, I'm not sure whether Henderson starts in the league. Obviously, that's down to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if De Gea comes back in for this one. But I think if Henderson starts in the league, I think we can safely say that, Henderson is number 1. And David De Gea probably will be leaving this summer because the Premier League is where your bread's buttered. And if David De Gea is not starting in that, I just don't see him long term at Manchester United, and I think this could be the last season. Adam says, I screamed so loud for Rashford's goal that my neighbours almost called the police for a noise complaint. That must have been loud, mate, but I rate it. I rate it highly. I really do. But it was a brilliant finish from Rashford. Unfortunately, we didn't actually see the goal because the people that were managing the broadcast, whether it was UEFA or whoever were managing the broadcast, ballsed up massively. I don't know what happened, but we just didn't see the goal. But I was delighted, obviously, to see that the players were celebrating and we put the ball in the back of the net. But you know what? We needed that goal because up until that point, Grenada really were turning the screw. They were the team that were in the game the most. They were the guys that looked like they were going to open the score than we did. So that goal, a little bit against the run of play, was a massive goal at that point in the match. Especially taking a 1-0 lead into half-time as well. That really changed the whole dynamic and the confidence of the players. And then in the second half, we didn't look that great. I think we looked a little bit better than we did in the first half, but I still don't think we looked that great. I think we gave away the possession too much. I think the referee as well. I've got to talk about the referee, and I'm not blaming him for our bad performance, but he pretty well carded every single player that was on a suspension. Every single player that was on, already had a yellow card, and if they got another yellow card, they would have been out the next match. I'm pretty sure all of our players on yellow cards are now suspended because the referee was giving them out like hotcakes. You know, it was frustrating. I think, you know, we got about 3 or 4 yellow cards for only 7 fouls in total, and they only got 1 for over 10 fouls. It was ridiculous, really. But we've had this happen before, you know, and you've got to get over it. Even if a ref has a poor performance or you feel like the ref's against you, you know, you have to do a professional job. And we got the job done in the end, but I tell you what, there's going to be some big misses going into that game. None other than Harry Maguire, club captain. You know, our club captain won't be playing in that game, and obviously we've got to hope that Bailly would be back fit. I think Bailly and Lindelof back together wouldn't be the worst, but it does mean that for that game, we're going to see a new captain. Who will that be? Let us know who you put in. But yeah, I want to see who the new captain would be. But listen, Harry Maguire's obviously not going to be in the second leg at Old Trafford. So yeah, let me know. Let me know who you think is going to be the captain when we take them on at Old Trafford. Really, it shouldn't matter too much because I don't think we need too much inspiration, really, having 2 away goals against Granada. But at the same time, it's a talking point. It's a talking point. Hey, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Oh, you're an OG. You're an absolute OG. Is that Baloo? I think I pronounced it right. Baloo, anyway. Thanks for watching. You know, what a massive throwback that is. But thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well, pal. Hope you're doing well, whoever you are, wherever you are. Hopefully you're doing absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's amazing that you remember that. So cheers. Yeah, I had an old channel. There's some stuff on there. I mean, right now, I watch it back now and it's cringe-orama. It really is. But hey, everyone had a YouTube channel back in the day. But yeah, cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Rich says the ref was awful tonight. I thought he was. But, I mean, in some cases for both teams, but I think in terms of the way he handed out yellow cards, the way he policed that game, it was poor. It was poor for me. I know, you know, it was more poor for Manchester United, so maybe with my Man United tinted glasses on, I'm thinking that, you know, I'm just a bit biased in that sort of way. But, you know, we got 5 yellow cards given against us, and 3 of our players are now banned for the next game. Whereas, I was like Slavia Prague, the Granada players, only one of them got yellow carded. Only one of them in the whole game got a yellow card, and they had like double the amount of fouls we had over the course of the game. I mean, I thought the referee handled it really poorly tonight. I understand, you know, he was doing that thing of trying to get a hold of the game and all that shit, but I thought he was poor tonight. I really did. Adam says Granada kept fouling our players. They did, and I mean, you know what? You know, it's a fair tactic. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Granada were dirty or that, you know, Granada should be banned for whatever they're doing. Listen, it's a legitimate thing, and to be fair, I thought they did all right. You know, I thought they did all right. So for me, it's going to be an interesting second leg. They've got it all to do. They're going to have to come at us, which I think will suit us. But, you know, in the end, I think the fact they missed their chances is going to be a learning curve, because this is what can happen in Europe. In Europe, you know, if you miss your chances, you can feel like you're on top. You can feel like you're the better team in the game. But if you're playing a quality opposition, they can turn it on you in a second, and that's what we did. We scored our 2 away goals, and now they've got a real uphill task to go through. Fair play playing NBA 2K and watching the game. I'd tell you what, in that first half, you would have been absolutely sound doing that. You would have been sound doing that, because bugger all happened. But anyway, yeah. Also, he says Kennedy looked good. Obviously, there's a few former Premier League players playing for Granada. Kennedy, of course. Roberto Soldado, who used to play for Spurs. I thought he was alright, to be fair, Soldado. Kennedy looked decent. He had a few decent drives from the outside of the area, but realistically, he didn't really trouble De Gea too much. But I mean, they had some chances. Listen, they had some chances. To be fair, that guy, was it? I can't remember his name. I need to get it up. But I'm on the stream we had yesterday with you guys. One of you mentioned their top goal scorer and said they're the best player. And I remember seeing that guy. I can't remember his name now. Hold on, let me just search it up. You see, with the power of the internet, I can actually search this up. You see, what's his name? For fuck's sake, why did it not just come up? But that guy, whoever that guy was, he was brilliant tonight. Their number 11, I think it was. You know, he was brilliant. Oh, Herrera, that's it. Yangel Herrera. He was fantastic for them. He's probably their best player. He caused us a few problems tonight. But, I mean, realistically, we dealt with it very well. I thought defensively we were solid all night. You know, Harry Maguire did well. Lindelof had a decent game. I thought Luke Shaw, to be fair, and listen, I'm one of Luke Shaw's biggest fans, but I don't think he had the best of games today. I really don't. He got taken off, and Ollie's come out after the game and said that, you know, we were kind of protecting him, and hopefully he's going to be fit for the Spurs game on the weekend. But you know what? You know, Luke Shaw has been brilliant, but I have to call a spade a spade. I don't think he had the best of games today. But listen, you know, he didn't need to. You know, Telles came on, he did his job. He actually looked not too bad when he was on for the last kind of half an hour or so. So, you know, it's good to have that depth. It really is. Joshua, thanks for joining. Joshua, appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. He says, what do you rate Lindelof's assist out of 10? It's got to be up there on the 9 and 10s. It's got to be up there because, let's be fair, it was a brilliant assist. The ping from about, what, 70 yards to Marcus Rashford. I think the touch was even better. The way Rashford touched that down and finished it was second to none. Just quality. If a Ronaldo or a Messi does that, that clip is being replayed on social media over and over again. So, for me, Lindelof assist was beautiful. It was beautiful. Over the top, took it down. World class. Absolutely world class. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it live because, you know, the host broadcaster had other ideas. But of what I heard, it was a fantastic goal. Or at least when I saw it on a replay, it was a brilliant goal. Adam says he wants Rashford to be captain. Yeah, I mean, it's a shout. I think Fernandes, for me, if I had to pick one, it'd be Bruno Fernandes. I think if you had to pick out someone who, other than Harry Maguire, acts like a captain on the pitch, for me, it's got to be Bruno Fernandes. And that is if he plays in this game. I think he will play in the second leg, even though we've got 1 foot in the semi-finals. I think he will play in the second leg. But it depends. It depends. I think Fernandes, for me, that's who I pick. Other than that, yeah, Rashford's a shout, although I'm not sure I'm a big fan of giving captaincy to the forwards. I just don't see that. I think defenders are the ones. So maybe even someone like, I don't know, maybe someone like McTominay if he plays. Who knows? Who knows? But I think Rashford's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout, Marcus Rashford. So yeah, as you said, how about McTominay? Obviously you've just said that. How about McTominay? So great minds think alike, mate. Great minds think alike. But yeah, as I said, we go through to the next round. It wasn't pretty. You know, we did have some poor performances in there. I thought that, you know, Pogba and Fernandes for me did not have great games, and you know, Fernandes obviously scored the penalty, and that's what he can do. Fernandes is the type of guy that can drop a 4 out of 10, but score a goal, and, you know, score the all-important goal in the end, because that second goal could be massive in this tie, and, you know, it probably will be. You know, their second away goal, it really does put us in a strong position. So, Fernandes putting that in, even though he was so lucky to stick it in the back of the net. The keeper must have had a bet on a Fernandes penalty. He must have done. He must have done. But, you know, Fernandes got the goal in the end, and it probably will be the all-important one. But apart from that, in all honesty, do we think he had a great game? I'm not sure. I thought Pogba didn't play well either. As I said, I don't think Luke Shaw had the best of games. I mean, Greenwood as well. I have to say, listen, I know Greenwood's still young, and I'm not bashing him as a player, but I thought tonight he seemed a bit anonymous. He had a few heavy touches, and to be fair, you've got to say Granada dealt with our forwards well. Even Cavani, when he came on, didn't really seem to have too much of an impact. So, you know, our forward players did seem to get nullified, and I think they did have a good strategy of sitting back a little bit and just being a lot more solid at the back. So, listen, I think for me, you know, Granada did well in periods. They set up the right way. Because I've seen so many teams, and actually, the one that reminded me of was the Sociedad game. I've seen so many teams against United be so naive and try and, you know, kind of play expansive football. Trust me, listen, I don't want to sound big-headed or anything, but if you play expansive football against us, you will get found out. If you don't take your chances, you will get found out. And that's what happened today. And to be fair, they didn't play expansive football. They actually made 2 banks of 4. They tried to stop the spaces in behind, and we struggled. We really struggled to create opportunities. And both of our goals, one of them came from just a fantastic ball over the top. The other one came from a pretty fortunate penalty decision. So, you know, they can feel a little bit unfortunate, but I think it's a bit of a learning curve. Tenzin, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Hopefully you're well. He says he's back. He's back. Yes, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Adam says, Kieran, do you ever not wear that shirt? It's actually a jumper, by the way, mate. It's actually a jumper. It's a good jumper. It's a good jumper. What can I say? But yeah, no, I do rotate, actually. If you look back at my other videos, I definitely do rotate. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But But yeah, it's a nice jumper, mate. I'm probably going to look to get some more jumpers, though, because I do agree that, I wear this quite a lot. But in the end of the day, everyone's got items of clothing that they wear all the time because they just like the clothing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, take slander from people saying that I shouldn't be wearing the same shirt. Listen, if you like a shirt, you like a shirt. And everyone's got that one piece of clothing that they always wear all the time. Simple as that. Simple as that. So yeah, big win, big performance. Well, the performance for me wasn't brilliant. I reckon I'd probably give the performance about a 5 out of 10. But in the end, we got the job done, and as simple as that. Obviously, I would have rather we come away with maybe another away goal just to really make it tie over. But, you've got to say 2 away goals back to Old Trafford. We should get the job done. We should get it done realistically. But, in the end of the day, European football can be mad. It can be weird, and we've got to be careful. But you know what? We're in a very good position. Simple as that. Tenzini says it was boring, but we got the job done. I think that's a pretty fair summary. I think that's a very, very fair summary. Yeah, I couldn't really sum it up better than that, really. Adam says it was boring. I think a lot of people would have that opinion. A lot of people have that opinion. It wasn't the vintage United, let's say. It definitely wasn't vintage United, but we got the job done. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Oh, sorry, it's Tenzin. Sorry, mate. I apologise. Yeah, please do. If I get your names wrong, please do correct me because I want to get your names right. Because you guys turning up I'm massively thankful for that. The last thing I want to do is get your name wrong, and So yeah, I apologise for that. So yeah, Tenzin. I'll pronounce it right, mate. Don't worry. I know you've been on the channel before as well. Which makes it even worse. But what do you reckon to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's performance tonight as a manager? I think. If I had to sum it up, I think that he couldn't really have done too much wrong in terms of the team selection. I thought that the team that he selected was fairly spot on. I mean, I was surprised he put Luke Shaw in. I was surprised he put Rashford in. And to be honest with you, Rashford looked fairly decent. But when he got subbed off, I was kind of thinking, did we need to do that? And I think, Solskjaer gets away with it because Rashford obviously scored the goal. But if he didn't score that goal, I think Solskjaer would have got belted on social media. He would have done because, getting injured, when we know Rashford was injured, we knew going into this game he wasn't 100% fit. But he continues to play Rashford. And I know he's an important player. I know he is. But you know what? Sometimes you need to know when a player needs to rest. And he's done it with Bruno Fernandes before. And he needs to do it with Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. But I'm happy he got his goal. And I'm happy he had an impact on the game. Because if he didn't, Solskjaer would be absolutely rollicked on social media. Trust me. But yeah, I think overall the substitutions weren't too bad. We didn't use 5 substitutions. I think we only used maybe 2 or 3. I think Matic came on, Cavani came on, and Telles came on. And Van der Beek came on, actually. So we used 4 substitutions. But I was thinking Van der Beek again coming on in the 85th minute. I didn't see the point in it, really. I feel like either start Van der Beek or at the very least, bring him on at half time. But bringing him on in the last 5 minutes, I just didn't see the point in that. I really didn't. But hey, Ollie seems to do that with Van der Beek all the time, so I don't think that's going to change, especially towards the end of the season. I think maybe next season he'll get a bit more of a defined role, but right now he's coming on at half time. No, he's coming on 5 minutes before the end, and I think that's just the cycle he's in right now. Tenzin says he's happy Arsenal drew. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are rooting for Arsenal over Slavia Prague, obviously because of the incident and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually not too bothered whether Arsenal lose or win, really. I mean, obviously, for the principle of it, I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning, to be honest. I wouldn't. But yeah, they really botched it up in the last minute. It was just an absolute shambles of a goal. But you know what? It wouldn't be Arsenal without a shambles. It really wouldn't. I mean, it was so... I've watched that goal. It's so poor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's any Arsenal fans watching. It's an embarrassment. It's an absolute embarrassment. 93rd minute. That away goal could be massive as well. Because going to Prague is no easy game. It really isn't. So, for me, Arsenal have got to really wake up in that game if they want to get through. Because it's not going to be easy. Rich says, don't have a go at Kieran's clothes. His room is clean. Exactly. You can't even have a go. Look at this. Properly, no mess on the floor, nothing. It's more professional, and at least you're not looking at just random shit all over the floor. This is actually a bit more just a bit more aesthetic, you know what I mean? Aesthetically pleasing, I think they call it. Arsenal probably are our biggest threat, Tenzini. You're right. You know, Arsenal are definitely, out of all the teams that are left, you could probably argue someone like Villarreal, because under Unai Emery, he's just a Europa League master, isn't he, Unai Emery? So again, you know, he's definitely someone who I wouldn't like to face, but I feel like it's written in the stars that Arsenal face Villarreal at some point in this competition. I think if Arsenal go through, they will face Villarreal if they make it through their game. So that seems to be on the cards for me. That is on the cards for me, that Arsenal play Villarreal and Unai Emery knocks them out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. I reckon that's what's going to happen. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Villarreal do something as well, because for me, you know, Unai Emery's a Europa League master. But I think Arsenal, probably looking at all the teams left in the competition, yeah, they're probably our biggest threat. And mainly because we have such a bad record against them. You know, we can't seem to beat Arteta. And if you look at the teams that are beaten this season, it's a shocker. I mean, the last clean sheet they kept was against us in January, in that 0-0. They have not kept a clean sheet since that game. How embarrassing is that? How embarrassing is that? I'm sorry. Mo, thanks for joining. Mo, good to see you, my friend. He says, I correct my statement about Pogba. He is absolute ass. I tell you what, he wasn't great tonight. I don't think he's a bad player, but tonight, yeah, he was just not on it whatsoever. And I don't know whether it was, you know, the people were kicking him about a little bit. But yeah, he lost the ball quite a few times. He just didn't really seem to have that sort of impact that we know that Pogba can have on these big games. But yeah, unfortunately, Pogba didn't really create too much. I think he was trying to make stuff happen, but maybe it was because he was a little bit too deep. You know, he was a little bit deeper tonight. I think Fernandes was the guy that was getting forward and creating the chances. But you know what? Pogba will come back, hopefully. But yeah, he wasn't brilliant tonight. You have to say, you've got to call a spade a spade. Pogba was poor. He was poor. And Fernandes was poor as well. But fortunately, we had enough creativity throughout the team to win the game and get the points. I keep saying get the points because I keep thinking it's a league game. Obviously, we don't get any points. We just take 2 away goals back to Old Trafford. Adam says, Man United have signed Owen Coyle to be Dean Henderson's bodyguard for a bottle of ketchup. Listen, he would love that. I'll tell you, he would absolutely love that. He would take that deal, hook, line and sinker. He really, really would. No joke, no joke. I know how much he loves ketchup. He would take that every day of the week. Tenzini says Fellaini has more game time than Van der Beek. Yeah, it's not looking good for Van der Beek, really. As I said, I didn't understand why he was only brought on with about 5 minutes to go. There's just no point in it. As I said, there's just no point in just giving Van der Beek a token 5 minutes. What is he going to do in that 5 minutes? So for me, you know, that's something... Excuse me. That's something which Ollie got wrong. 100%. But listen, we got the result. I mean, the result's all that matters, but still, I'm fuming for Van der Beek. I want to see him get more time. You know, he deserves more time, in my opinion. But I think because we are in such a big period of the season now, we're in such an important period of the season, Ollie's taken no risks. Ollie is taking absolutely no risks. So I think Van der Beek will be looking on from the stands from this day forward, I reckon. Adam says, to be honest, I would rather have Shrek play than Fred in midfield in the second leg. Bit harsh, to be fair. I mean, I haven't seen Shrek's touch, but he's got a hell of a shot on him, I reckon. I reckon he's got a hell of a shot on him. But anyway, I don't know what that was. But anyway, Fred I thought was or has been poor recently, but, you know, Shrek for me doesn't get into this team. I think he gets into a Newcastle. You know, I think the way I've seen Shrek play over the years, he gets into a Newcastle side. But I don't think he's fit for our style of play, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah. Listen, we got the job done in the end. Xmas 2019, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. He says Lindelof is much better than Kevin De Bruyne, and that's obviously, yeah. I mean, that pass. You don't see too many midfielders making that pass. You don't see too many midfielders, you know, making that pass. It was a fantastic pass from Victor Lindelof. And as I said, it was important because who else on that pitch was creating anything? You know, Pogba played poor. Fernandes played poor. No one else was going to create anything on that pitch. So really important that Lindelof came clutch, and really important that Rashford did the rest. Matthew's joined us to give us an update on McTominay, as he always does. He says McTominay disaster class, but won't get a mention. I don't think he had a disaster class. I think, you know, his other midfield partners had a worse game than him. I thought McTominay didn't do too badly. He won the ball well. You know, he did make some, you know, mistakes. He did give the ball away a few times, and he picked up that yellow card. But you know what? I thought he didn't do too badly. I think we should be looking at other players. If we're going to talk about other players' bad performances, we should be looking at Pogba, Fernandes, these guys. I thought McTominay did well. But listen, I don't want to dig anyone out. I don't want to dig anyone out, as you know. Red Manx TV, make sure you check out Red Manx TV. Brilliant stuff on your channel, and make sure you check it out. Make sure you check out his watch long as well to check out his match reactions for that game. He says, so hard watching this team at the moment. Result was important, performance was awful. Exactly. I think that pretty well sums it up. You know, recently in our last few games, we've been poor in terms of our overall performance, but we've just managed to get over the line. And as I said at the start, if we can do that to the end of the season, I won't be complaining. You know, I know it'll be difficult to watch, but if we get the results we need to finish in the top 4, you know, finish second and win the Europa League, you will not see me complaining. You really won't. But yeah, I agree with your sentiment. I think it's time for bed for you, mate. And you know, I don't think it's your place to be telling people whose bedtime it is. You know, I thought McTominay played well. Listen, I thought McTominay played well. Obviously, he's got a David De Gea AVI as well, so I'm sure he'll be bouncing up and down about a clean sheet with David De Gea, I'm sure. Adam says, Ollie out. I'm tired of seeing this clown smile every time. Play Donny. Well, that is an assessment. As I said, I'm not Ollie out. I'm not. I just don't see the point in it, really. He's not going to get sacked anytime soon, so I really don't see the point in it. Rich says, man of the match. Very good question, Rich. Very good question. I wish I could ask it myself. But yeah, Rich, very good question. Man of the match for me would probably have to go to... It's going to have to go to, Victor Lindelof. I reckon Lindelof can get man of the match tonight. I thought Lindelof was very, very good. Got the assist for the goal. Yeah, Lindelof for me. I think Lindelof's man of the match tonight. Let me know what you guys think. I thought defensively we were very good tonight. You know, we didn't have Grenada have too many opportunities in the box. You know, they had a few shots outside the box, but you take that all day long. If a team wants to shoot outside the box, they can do it all night long. Owen's joined as well. Thanks for joining, Owen. He says, in reference to Matthew's comment, Zidane had bad games sometimes. That's true. Very, very true. And no one talked about them, did they? No one talked about them. Rich says, would Donny do anything? It's true. You know, if Donny, played in this game, would he have done more? But to be fair, I would have loved to have seen Van der Beek play. I think we would have looked a lot better going forward than we did in that first half. But you know what? For me, Van der Beek, it's a difficult situation because whenever he comes back into the team, can anyone really say hand on heart that he's had a performance where you've said, this guy deserves to be in the starting 11 week in, week out? I'm not sure we have seen it. But I mean, I feel like he should get a shot. He should get started more. But at the same time, even as someone who's a fan of Donny van der Beek, I can't really say hand on heart that he's done too many of those performances. Matthew says, Zidane also had good games, waiting for McTominay to have one of those. Yeah, scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes against Leeds wasn't bad, was it? Wasn't bad, was it? I don't know what... Yeah, I'm just going to leave that there, to be honest. Adam says, Matthew, let's be respectful, lads. Let's be respectful. Obviously, people are allowed to have their opinions. Listen, people are allowed to have their opinions, honestly. It doesn't matter. Obviously, even if you disagree with it, it's the great thing about opinions. Everyone's got one. So, Rich said he went with Rashford, but Lindelof's a good shout after a clean sheet. Rashford as well. He took his goal well. I think I only didn't go Rashford because he didn't play the full 90 minutes. If he played the full 90 minutes, then I might have gone with Rashford. But because he got taken off, I think probably, Lindelof is just ahead of him just because he played the full 90. Tenzin said Ollie only plays Donny at cam. Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be difficult for him because obviously, when Bruno Fernandes isn't playing, which is pretty well never, that's the only time he's going to get his chance. Owen says, waiting for your man De Gea to catch one as well. I mean, to be fair, I thought De Gea was good tonight. I know I like Henderson. I like both keepers. I still think De Gea is number 1. And you know what? I thought De Gea had a decent night tonight. He didn't really put a foot wrong. Rich said Ollie played well in League Cup game early on, but I can't remember much after that. Yeah, well, exactly. Donny, sorry, not Ollie. Yeah, Donny played well, obviously, against Luton, I think it was. And I think he played against Brighton. But yeah, when he plays with Juan Mata, actually, where both of them are kind of in that cam position, he was brilliant in that partnership. So maybe it is just playing with certain players and playing in a certain system. But I want to see Donny more, but I just don't think we're going to see it. Hey, I'll tell you what, I agree with Matthew for once. That is a collector's item. De Gea flaws tonight, but Owen doesn't want to admit. I mean, are we surprised about that? I don't think we're surprised that Owen doesn't want to admit it, to be honest. Tenzin says, I hope Ollie gets backed this summer. Totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree. He needs to be backed. We've had him now for what? Just under 2 seasons. So he needs to get that back in. And I hope he does, because once again, this is an opportunity for us to really cash in on other clubs losing out on revenue. I know that sounds really cutthroat, I know. But you know what? We need to take advantage. We need to spend our money. We need to. So yeah, for me, he's got to be backed. He's got to be backed. And Tenzin says, the pitch invader was the most entertaining thing this game. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Mo Salah has put on a bit of weight, ain't he? I tell you. That's such a dry joke. I'm sorry. Such a dry joke. But yeah, I'll tell you what. The funniest thing actually I saw was that when he invaded the pitch, Wan-Bissaka actually started running back. He was running back to try and mark him, thinking he's lost his man. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Matthew says, the play being a bit boring is a little bit of a concern, but ultimately need the trophy, so the result is a primary concern. Yep, I mean, he took the words right out of my mouth. It's almost as if you can hear me from some far-flung place. Yeah, very, 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 very good. I think the result is what matters, and tonight we got the result done. But, we did, the performances, even not in just this game, but our last few games, they've been poor, even in the Leicester game. So our performance have been really, really poor. But you know what? If we get the results towards the end of the season, I do not give a jot. Tantini says, Salah and Fellaini if they had a kid. Sounds about right to me. Right, I'm going to address this. I'm going to address it one more time. For everyone watching, and you can clip this. I have no association with the Glazers. And you know what? If I ever do, fair enough. You can clip this up. And who knows what happens in the future. But listen, I don't have any association with them right now. And I'm not a propaganda piece for anyone apart from Redley. I represent myself. And that's it. I don't represent anyone else. I represent myself. And that's how it is. So anyone else wants to try and come at me for being a Glazer puppet, you can do one. You can absolutely do one. I know that's the most non-threatening threat ever, but I'm telling you, I'm not a Glazer propaganda. Can we just put that in the bin now? Can we just leave that there? Anyway. Back to it. Tenzini says Wan-Bissaka's shy as usual. I thought Wan-Bissaka wasn't too bad, to be fair, today, Tenzini. Going forward, yeah, he didn't really offer too much, but did his defensive duties. Again, positionally, he was a bit weak. But you know what? I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch. That's all I'm going to say. Tenzini, you got it all wrong, mate. You got it all wrong again. I don't know what this... Is there some sort of agenda here? Is there some sort of hidden agenda I'm not seeing? No, I'm joking with you, Tenzini. I'm joking with you. Thanks to everyone who is watching anyway. Really do appreciate it. I know I'm having a bit of a joke. I'm having a bit of a laugh with you guys. But, thanks for watching. You're my loyal viewers. And I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. But it's good to have a bit of a laugh, Good to have a bit of a vent. Adam says, Kieran won't work for the Glazers. Man looks like he can't even buy a Kinder Bueno. What is that supposed to mean? What? Hold on, Adam. Oh, wait, look at me. Look at this. What do you mean I can't? Mate, trust me, I can afford 2 of them. I have you know. So don't be getting on that of me. Don't be getting at that. Listen, I could probably buy, probably 3 at a push. No, definitely 2. Definitely 2. Owen says, that envelope from Malcolm delayed or what? Looking a bit tense when answering that simple question, mate. Simple question, mate. Why am I doing this stream? Why don't I just turn it off? Why don't I just turn it off? Listen, I've told you I'm not a Glazer puppet. Who knows what holds in the future? But I'm not a Glazer puppet right now, and that's the simple answer of it. So, you know, you can say what you like. You can say what you like. You can do what you like. But to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. With the name of that comment, I'm not surprised whatsoever. Tenzini says, why is Ollie so hated when he's second in the league? Your guess is as good as mine, mate. Your guess is as good as mine. I know people that have been Ollie out twice this season, even when we have been second in the league. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, it is one of those things where people are going to have their opinions, and I think it's style of football some people are a bit against, but we get results. At the end of the day, if we get results, you know, that's fine. But I'm going to end it soon, guys. I'm going to end it soon. So last few comments. Kieran looks like he could win Jake Paul in a fight, but then he looks like he wouldn't hurt anyone. I think it'd be a close fight, mate. Trust me. I'm no fire. I'm a lover. I'm not a fire, mate. I'm not a fire. I mean, I could. Listen, I could probably handle myself, so to speak. But in the end of the day, I'm not a fire. Listen, I'm not a fire. But if Jake Paul wants, he can get it. And you know what? I know he's fighting Ben Askren, but I'm calling him out. And I'm joking. But yeah, this is a weird way to end a match review. But it is now what? Gone past midnight, so I think it is time for bed. And hopefully time for bed for Granada's chances in the UEFA Europa League. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Thanks for Melina for joining. I'm just about to end it, but thanks for joining. As we always say on Red Devil Weekly, you're never late. You can never be late on Red Devil Weekly. So thanks for watching. Big up yourself. Big up to all of you guys in the live chat. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. If you want to watch it on the review, it'll obviously be up as a video. And if you're watching as a video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit that like button if you aren't already. And also, subscribe to the channel because we are nearing 880 subscribers. So anything you guys can do to help us out with that would be absolutely fantastic. But until then, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day. In fact, the good Friday, because obviously it's now Friday. But until we meet again, thanks for watching.